The polls are out, and West Virginia baseball is a contender again in 2026. Picked third in the preseason poll by the coaches. Are they underrated? We're going to talk about that right before the game here on Locked On West Virginia.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. Welcome back into Locked On West Virginia. We're doing a quick 10-minute episode on baseball really quick as we're going to acknowledge the coaches poll that has come out today. Going to be brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. And right now with FanDuel, guys, it's the last call for football on FanDuel. If you're a new customer, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen and for being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where we're talking about your team and the Mountaineers every single day. So we're going to jump straight into this because basketball is going to tip off here in probably about 12, 13 minutes. So we're going to try to run through this kind of quickly here. So, obviously West Virginia is the reigning Big 12 champion. They been back-to-back Super Regionals. They're a top 25 national program by multiple outlets. And yet it seems to me like West Virginia baseball is not the preseason favorite this year. And while I don't know every other team in the conference like I would say for football, I think we can break down why that is for West Virginia, what the coaches vote really says, and how Chase Meyer's rise kind of fits the national picture and what 2026 is going to be about. Validation for this team, right? So I think that the reason they're not the favorite yet is it's just hesitation, right? West Virginia proved it once. TCU and Arizona have done it repeatedly and over. Like West Virginia lost multiple rotation arms. West Virginia's got to kind of show staff continuity under Steve Sabins. And do they have that? Do they have arms behind Chase Meyer and company? Well, obviously TCU has the best talent. We know that. They've got the preseason player of the year. They've got the pitcher of the year. They've got the Omaha expectation baked into it. Arizona is number two because they've got a ton of roster continuity coming back, a lot fewer question marks and less projection required. But West Virginia isn't doubted necessarily. They're just being asked to do it again. And I would say to you that this is, a good thing because it's the highest West Virginia's ever been picked in the preseason poll, right? So that matters. That means you're a top three program in the best baseball league in the country, one of the best. I mean, I know the SEC is right there. You're a top 25 caliber team. I mean, can you imagine that baseball is and football isn't? It's crazy. No longer a surprise team in the league. And so you're still chasing that full national trust as Baseball America has you at 21. Perfect Game has you at 39. So while the floor is kind of respectable for West Virginia, the ceiling obviously needs to be re-earned. And if you want to talk about why that is, though, why is West Virginia getting so much respect? Well, you can start with Chase Meyer, first-team All-American, right? All Big 12, 9-2 last year, a 3.94 ERA. He had 63 Ks and a 0.192 opposing batting average. So really good there. Obviously, 192. Come on, man. That's elite. So obviously, West Virginia now produces, several at this point, MLB draft tracked bullpen arms and a couple guys that can really slug it out too. And Meyer is viewed as a top college reliever for the 2026 draft, by the way. So scouts know now that West Virginia knows how to develop arms, and that's a big deal. If you want to talk about what he does well, he's got a power curveball that I think is really filthy. He's a really, really big-time swing and miss type dude. Like he's going to cause you to swing and miss more so. He's not one of those he's not a contact pitcher. He's not going to be getting a lot of ground balls. Like he's a dude that's going to make you miss. He is, if you look at his command, he's pretty good. Like he's definitely has moments where it gets a little wonky, but it's really good. He hit 12 batters last year, 38 doubles on the year last year. So like he did allow a couple things there, but I think he's a high leverage, trusting kind of arm you can expect to bridge between a good Big 12 and a national pitching program, right? Because you lost Griffin Kern, you lost Robbie Porco, you lost Jack Kartsonis, you lost Gavin Van Kempen. You know, those are really, really good players you would love to have this year. And the rotation depth has been reset. The bullpen innings are redistributed to other guys. And so can Saban build or rebuild the middle innings for West Virginia? Because that's going to be the big deal here. West Virginia's got a couple guys that can roll out and get you through 4 or 5 innings if you need or more. And there's really a big reason why West Virginia isn't number 1 in the league, and it's the middle innings. So obviously, if you want to talk about who are the program guys that are returning, well, Chase Meyer is obviously returning. He's an elite bullpen anchor. He's got an MLB draft future. His command consistency needs to improve, but other than that, he's an All-American. Reese Bassinger, we remember him from last year. Obviously a late inning closer. He is the fireman for this group, and he is a calm, under pressure type cat. And he matters because he stabilizes the bullpen post Griffin Kern. If you want to talk about the everyday impact guys, then you've got to start probably with a couple guys. You've got Ben Lubsden, who is a UT Arlington transfer, who's got a ton of left-handed pop. He's a run producer and has a lot of potential. He's got some big game experience also at UT Arlington. Remember, that's a big-time program. Along with Brock Willis, an outfielder who's a senior coming over from UNC Wilmington. He's a veteran bat in the lineup. He's a good situational hitter, and he's kind of got that glue guy thing going on about him. You also add into Georgia Southern's Sean Smith, another outfielder. He's a graduate transfer. He's going to be familiar with your opening week opponent. He's a physical bat, and man, does he have that power upside that you need. Now, looking for some breakout candidates in this year's team. You got a kid coming in from JUCO by the name of Tyrus Hall, who is a really big-time presence physically. He's a gap-to-gap type hitter, and he could be an everyday infielder for this team going forward. Paul Schofield, who is an outfielder from Colorado Mesa, coming in. He's got a really high contact rate. If you go look at the way he played at Mesa, he takes a mature approach to the game, and I really like his sneaky on-base percentage asset as well. Like he's really got that rolling for him. If you look at Max Yell as well, another left-handed pitcher that comes into the lineup, he's a 6'6" lefty that is, really good rotation or a long relief option for this team, and he's a developmental arm with a ton of upside. If you want to look at the future and the upside arms in this rotation, you can look no further than Luke Lyman, Ian Korn, who has a ton of experience from last year, Bryson Thacker, who is a Tennessee transfer. He's got some upside. Joshua Shirago, who's a Hawaii transfer that comes in, is another bullpen matchup piece. And I think this season, obviously, you're going to need a ton of transfers to come through and gel with the team quickly. But West Virginia is no longer hunting respect. This team has been invested into. I think that the 2024 was the breakthrough. 2025 was the proof. And 2026 is going to be the validation. So you're no longer hunting respect. You're defining a standard for this team. You may have been picked third because great road programs repeat, right? So that's what you need here. And if West Virginia answers those pitching questions, like I said, there's nothing left to prove and only trophies left to defend for this team. So I am looking forward to this team and the future for the season. I think they've got a chance to be good, potentially great. Just depends on how those arms work out. So we'll see what happens with this team. I've been following it closely. I've versed myself well enough with the team that I think I can cover them week to week. I don't know if it's going to be a day-to-day thing like others, but I'm going to try my best to make West Virginia baseball popular on this channel. It's a goal. There's no reason that we should have a top 25 program at this school in one of the major sports that we all can't get behind, right? So that's my goal with this. We're going to try to make baseball cool again on social media and at you on YouTube. And I'm going to try to break through and get Steve Saban's. I'm going to try to really dive into this baseball thing. There's no reason it can't be cool. So let's try to make that happen, guys. We'll go to break one time, and then we're going to bounce out of here and watch some basketball.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kalia Butler, host of Locked On Women's Basketball, and this is Mazda's Women's Basketball Snapshot, celebrating the work no highlight reel can ever capture. The WNBA has released its 2026 schedule featuring a 44-game regular season beginning on Friday, May 8th. The league's historic 30th season includes expansion teams Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo, with opening weekend highlights such as Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever hosting Paige Beckers and the Dallas Wings, and a rematch of the 2025 finals between the Aces and the Mercury. In college hoops, South Carolina handed Vanderbilt its first loss of the season with a dominant 103-74 win. These moments are earned off the clock, those long before the lights ever come on. The sweat, the fakes, the doubt, the scrapes, and coming back for more every time. Mazda puts the same drive into every detail. Wins define the moment. Putting in the work, that defines you. There's more to a Mazda because there's more to you.
All right, guys, we're going to go watch the basketball game. We'll see you right after here on Locked On West Virginia. See you then. Q Country Roads.